Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. This morning, I woke up with things on my mind. What's new? Wearing my sarcastic comment loading t-shirt. It says, "Please wait." And that's how I felt this morning. It's amazing when I wake up in the morning, I select my t-shirt based on the mood I'm in. And this morning, I woke up with thoughts of gaslighting, lying, and propaganda. We've been just bombarded with that lately, mostly from politics. But the good old diet people and the good old health care people, they're not slowing down at all. And one of the things that caused me to feel this way was something I got in the mail yesterday. I got this Living Well magazine from my caring and concerned Medicare Advantage health, and I use the word loosely, care provider, making sure that I am aware of all of the things that I need to do to be healthy. So let's start. And to be fair to these people, there's a few pieces of realistic and good advice sprinkled in amongst the gaslighting and propaganda and sheer ignorance of how they have us living, and the evidence of their own existence and their own growth over the years is proof that we're just getting sicker and sicker and taking more and more drugs and ending up in more and more nursing homes. But somehow, poof, that logic escapes them. That logic escapes them. One might think that their livelihoods and their business model relies on people being sick. You think? We were all healthy. People wouldn't have to focus on and obsess over the minutia of, quote, health care every day of their lives and every minute of every day. We could just actually let it take care of itself and go about actually living. That's not why we're living. We're not living for the sole purpose of monitoring and regulating the functions of our bodies. That all should take care of itself. And we have found out in this community the best kept secret. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't let this out. Don't tell anybody, because if people actually started to think this way, we could ruin the entire economy of the world. Put the entire healthcare business out of business. We would only need people to fix us when something broke. Like, you break your arm, you fall and you break your hip. And even then, our arms and hips might be a lot stronger and resist breaking so easily. But shh. This secret is for us, not for them. So we start with a synopsis of what's in this issue. And it says, it's the summer 2024 issue. And it says, staying safe this summer. And there's a nice picture there. And it starts out. And it says, summer greetings to our wonderful Health First Health Plans members. So this is for the insured. With the season in full swing, we're invited to bring you this edition of our newsletter. It's packed with essential health tips, exciting events, and important updates to keep you thriving and safe from the heat. In this summer edition, we will start off by diving into the meaning of health equity on page 3. Health equity. What the hell is health equity all about? Our community events section on page 4 invites you to participate in activities ranging from Senior Safety Day to chair movement classes, because we know that by the time you get to be 65 years old, you're in such poor health, you can't frigging move anymore. So we're going to teach you how to stay alive by wiggling in your chair. There's something for everyone. Page 5 is crucial. It contains information about the Medicare Health Outcomes Survey. Crucial that we learn everything about you so we can figure out what to sell you and how to keep you uninformed and gaslit. Now, this one, I think I agree with. Learn about the importance of regular cancer screenings. And I'm not even going to talk about that again because, yes, get your colonoscopies once every few years. I don't care how healthy you are. While we know that you're reducing your chances of cancer tremendously, we also know that, yes, we're not immortal and we can get sick. I have always thought that was a valid goal of the healthcare community to screen for some of these conditions. So I'm not going to talk anymore about that. You'll find practical advice to rejuvenate your energy levels, and that I am going to talk about. Because your energy levels depend on your metabolism first. And we'll talk about that. With simple, effective strategies, we're here to support you every step of the way, ensuring you have a healthy, safe, and active summer. If you need assistance or more information, please reach out to us. Your health and wellness are our priority. Wait, what? Somebody's out there saying that our bottom line is our top priority? Okay, the first thing that they talk about here has nothing to do with health or what you need to do to stay healthy. Nothing to do with that. What's the most important thing to everybody in the world these days? The thing that has to be talked about first. The thing to conform to the ever more important wokeness that has descended upon us. They've come up with something called health equity. Yet another divisive and political subject about diversity and equity and inclusion, otherwise known as DEI. And of course, that has to come first. What is health equity? Health equity is about removing barriers and ensuring everyone has access to the same quality health care regardless of race, ethnicity, disability, literacy, or language barriers. I'm sorry, my friends. I'm a compassionate guy. I don't like to see people suffer. Most of us have spent our lives making sure that we have paid for insurance, that we have health care available to us, have taken personal responsibility for ourselves so that we could reap the benefits of that in our lifetime. We've protected ourselves. Those of us that are concerned about health have done things to make sure that our diets are healthy. We are responsible human beings. Nobody is taking care of us. We are entitled to nothing. We're especially not entitled to having somebody else have to give up the stuff they've done for themselves so that we may have what they have. Now, I understand that it's unkind to not be able to help somebody when they're down. But it's not unkind when people use and abuse and take care of other people's good nature to enrich themselves and not have to exercise their own personal responsibility and never have to suffer the consequences of their lack of preparation to take care of themselves. Now, as everyone knows, all of us people on Medicare are infirm. We need canes and walkers. We are sick. We spend all of our time going to hospitals and doctors and drugstores and laboratories. All of the community events that we need to be concerned with don't revolve around vital and healthy people. No. That's for younger people who haven't poisoned themselves for their entire lives. What we need to be concerned about is things like Senior Safety Day. Together with multiple departments, our team will teach everything from cyber safety and member portal tutorials to fall prevention and other helpful healthcare services. That's what we need to know. We don't need to know about healthy diet. Oh, we'll get to that later. We don't need to know about any of those things, but that's what we need to know. Coming in August, for all of us infirm and sick, which is most of us, senior citizens whose life is over, who may as well give up. It's a downhill battle from here. It's a slow, long, painful, lingering, diabetic-ridden death until they can't keep us alive anymore and soak us for more money. So we need to do important things like chair movement class. All levels welcome. Does that include me? I'm 77 years old. Will I benefit from chair movement? Wow, that felt good. I'm done exercising for the day. Absurd. Chair movement class is great for those looking to improve strength and balance. There you go, folks. You don't need to worry about your health. Just move around in your chair a little bit. And out of their magnanimous generosity, they will provide the chairs, and all we need to do is wear comfortable clothing. And if we haven't worn ourselves out squirming in our chairs, we have coffee and conversation. And what's the topic? Bladder health. Join us as we discuss the importance of bladder health and how to address bladder control symptoms with two doctors that will instruct us on the proper wearing and installation of adult diapers. It's become obvious to all of us that one sentence, 2 words, can replace every word in this magazine. 2 words. 2 frigging words can accomplish more for the human animal than reams and volumes of information and advice like is contained here. 2 words. 2 words. 2 words. And those 2 words are, eat meat. We're so screwed. So we need to print all of these words. We need to talk more and more about exercise and fitness because, according to the rocket scientists that run this organization, what you eat is really only of minor importance. In fact, we want you to eat less of it, but moving more And I guess they're talking about moving and squirming in your chair and, you know, how to place the feet of your walker firmly in front of you. Seems to be the focus of so much of their advice. And in this case, they bring us busting 4 common fitness myths. And they say staying physically active is one of the best choices you can make for your health. It boosts your mood and protects your health by preventing conditions like type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. Are you kidding me? The way to protect myself from type 2 diabetes is squirm in my chair? Now we're going to talk about staying safe and cool this summer, because everybody knows the sun wants to kill you. Everybody knows that. Look at this lady here. It's summertime. She's out in the sun. She's got a floppy hat and sunglasses. She's wearing long sleeves. God forbid that any sun touches her skin, or even worse, gets into her eyes. The sun's been trying to kill us for millions of years, but somehow humans have survived. Naked, running around all day hunting big animals in the sun falling in their eyes and every square inch of them, creating essential vitamins like vitamin D that they need to be healthy. But all of a sudden, in the last 100 or 200 years, just like red meat, nature has turned against us as human beings. Nature has decided that those things that enabled us to evolve and survive are now deadly and must be avoided at all costs. Oh, and by the way, we have tons of shit that we can sell you to help you in that quest. And if for some reason, because of your diet, you do get skin conditions, we've got an army of dermatologists armed with sharp knives and scalpels that will cut shit off your body whenever you think that you might need it. They tell you, we are fortunate to live in paradise. They're talking about Florida. But with many opportunities to enjoy outdoor activities. However, before you hit the beach and go for a walk, friends, let's talk about staying safe in the sun. After all, we want our summer to be full of fun and great memories, not sunburns and heat exhaustion. And they go on. The number 1 rule of summer is sunscreen. Apply before leaving the house. Your skin will thank you. And they go on with rules about how you need to stay covered up. Don't let the sun touch your body. It is absurd. And now, finally, at the end of this magazine, we come to the discussion about energy, which, interestingly enough, after we've given you all that squirming in the chair, that slathering on sunscreen, all that diversity, inclusion, and equity advice, we're going to talk about the single most important thing to the health of the human body, and that is metabolism. But we're still going to gaslight you, so don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. 7 ways to boost your energy level. 1 minute, you're alert and ready to go. The next, you feel like a smartphone with a draining battery. Problem could be stress, lack of sleep, or even what you're eating. Wow. Do you think maybe? But wait, we're going to tell you what you need to be eating so that you always have energy. And this, my friends, is where I exploded when I read this. This next sentence is what prompted this entire video. This is a large chain of hospitals with hundreds or thousands of medical healthcare professionals and scientists, laboratory technicians. This is the collective knowledge of the medical community telling me how my body works at a metabolic level. And they say, your body converts most food into glucose, parentheses, blood sugar, its main energy source, and then releases the glucose into your bloodstream. From there, it powers your muscles, brain, and other important organs and systems. Let that sink in. I'm going to read it again. Your body converts most food into glucose, blood sugar. No, it doesn't. It converts dietary carbohydrates and sugars into glucose. It does not convert dietary fat or protein into glucose. If you eat the diet that they recommended with the whole grains, the fruits and vegetables, and avoid the proteins and the animal fats, you will get sick and die much sooner. You'll be eating in a way contrary to the way our species evolved over millions of years. You'll be eating in a way contrary to the way that we as carnivores, or people looking into becoming carnivores, eat or are exploring. Instead of getting healthier and healthier, addictions going away, you will be getting sicker and sicker. You will become obese. You will become diabetic. You will start to lose your brain, end up in a nursing home, while the rest of us that are basically giving the double-barrel middle finger to these people who print this stuff, while trying to avoid them, because whenever they get their clutches on us, they want to just jab us full of medication that's going to lower our cholesterol, poison us. We spend our lives running from these people. Yet if we break something, we need them, so we can't avoid them completely. They're telling us that sugar is the main energy source of the body, when we know that fat is really what our body needs, fat and ketones. They go on to say, keeping your blood sugar levels steady can help you beat fatigue. Well, no shit, if you're on a sugar roller coaster, if your blood sugar goes up to 300 and then down to 40 every 2 hours because you keep stuffing that crap in your face, yes, your fatigue is going to be on a roller coaster. If you just eat the meat and fat, you'll never be fatigued. You'll never be tired. You will never run out of energy. You will be living like the human animal was meant to live. You won't have to be sitting there eating a bowl of fruit every hour. Come on, people. Wake the hell up. Stop with this nonsense. Make sure your meals are balanced. Include several food groups, whole grains, fruits, and veggies. Give me a break. Start with breakfast. They call it the most important meal of the day for a reason. Yeah, the reason is friggin' John Harvey Kellogg was trying to sell you breakfast cereals. Get real, people. Eating a healthy morning meal primes your body and brain for the day ahead. No, it doesn't. It primes your brain and body with enough sugar to last until 10 a.m., at which time you'll crash, and you will be heading for that morning break of pastries and more sugar. This is deadly advice from a healthcare company sending this crap to old people. It is ridiculous. It is so friggin' maddening. Stay steady, they tell us. Fill up. Running low by not eating enough. Yes, every 2 hours. What else do they tell us? Let's go see on the next page. What do they tell us? They tell us, number 5. There's another one. There's a nice healthy woman with a handful of lettuce, friggin' lettuce leaves, and a thing of tomatoes and lemons. I don't see a ribeye in sight. Limit energy spikes. Some food and drinks provide a quicker power. Yeah, eat sugar, but don't eat too much sugar at one time. Stay hydrated. Yes, that's important. Track and tweak. I don't understand. This is crazy. And then they talk about continuing how to stay safe in the sun. And then as the final insult in this piece of garbage that they sent me, they made a crossword puzzle. Isn't that adorable? And in this crossword puzzle, they assume that most of us over 65 are so far gone that they need to treat us like children now. So the difficulty level of this crossword puzzle is a 2nd grade, maybe. And they ask us thought-provoking questions like, how many ounces of water should you drink throughout the day? True or false, you need 10,000 steps a day. Stop it. Stop it. You have no idea how the human body works. You have no idea of the proper way to nourish a human body. You have no idea of the correct way to exercise. You have no idea of the beneficial aspects of sunlight and then the necessary. You have no clue about anything that doesn't fall into the false narrative, gaslighting, and propaganda that you and your predecessors have fostered on us to sell us shit and line your pockets. You continue keeping us like mushrooms. And in case you don't know what being treated like a mushroom means, it means you're being kept in the dark and fed shit. So, my friends, I didn't start this out as a rant. I can't help it. The stupidity, the arrogance of these people thinking that they know enough to tell us how it works and what we need to do, and the absurdity of their advice, and the importance with which they rank this advice. The most important being diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the least important, how to keep your energy levels stable with all this chair squirming in between. The arrogance and ignorance of these people is mind-boggling. I wish they'd stop sending this crap to me. We have to spend our lives like fugitives running to avoid the tentacles and the reach of these ignorant, destructive people. Their gaslighting, their propaganda, their corruption, their arrogance and ego and attitude, promulgating deadly advice for us poor human beings that rely on them for those two words that sound so great: health care. There's only one person in your life responsible for your health care, my friends, and that is you. We've discovered it's not rocket science. All of this other shit is fluff and noise. And only, in most cases, if it's not too late, the only thing that really matters is what you nourish your body with. Somehow they relegate that to the least important thing, what you nourish your body with. And we're learning that if you nourish your body like our ancestors did, the ancestors who lived and reproduced successfully, being responsible for the fact that you and I are here. If we just do what they did, duh, why is that such a hard concept to grasp for these people? But there's no money in that. There's no control in that. Stop sending me these propaganda pieces every month. They normally go right in the trash. I wish this one did too. All I did was aggravate myself by reading it. The only thing we can do for ourselves in the final analysis is just eat the right stuff and run like hell from anything with a white coat and a stethoscope. And with that, my friends, I wish I could end this on a happier note. The one happy note is that we're getting healthy and it's working. That's the most important note of all. So with that, if this ran a little long, these things needed to be said. If I bored you, don't watch my videos. But for the rest of you who are still here magically, now, take the rest of the day off and eat meat.